Ladies and gentlemen, there are seasons in life when your heart aches, your spirit trembles, and your dreams seem to slip from your grasp. These are the moments we call the groan, not the sigh of defeat, but the sacred cry that rises when destiny is pressing through you. Every champion groans before they shine. Every visionary wrestles before they rise. The groan is the sound of transformation, the inner struggle that no one sees, but everyone notices when the glory arrives. The groan is not a sign that you're weak. It is proof that you're being stretched. The discomfort you feel is heaven rearranging your life, removing what no longer serves you, and shaping you for the assignment ahead. You see, diamonds don't sparkle without pressure. Gold is not purified without fire. And yes, you cannot walk into glory without groaning through the struggle. Some of you are groaning through heartbreak. Some are groaning through financial struggle. Some are groaning through fear, disappointment, or rejection. But hear this, the groan is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the labor before the birth, the darkness before the dawn, the trial before the triumph. Do not despise your groan. It is God's sign that something is coming. In the private struggles, the nights nobody sees, character is forged. Strength is built, vision is clarified. The groan is molding you into the person who can carry the glory. When the glory comes, people will see the blessing, but never understand the breaking that came before it. They will celebrate the victory, but never know about the valley. They will admire your crown, but never hear the groans that birthed it. You are not losing, you are becoming. So don't rush the process. Don't run from the pain. Don't forfeit the promise because the pressure feels heavy. The groan is temporary, but the glory is eternal. Keep pushing, keep praying, keep believing, because after the groaning comes the glory. Groaning is proof you're growing. The pressure you feel is not random, nor is it a sign that something is wrong. It is evidence that something within you is expanding. Every great transformation begins with tension. Just like a seed must break before it sprouts, your spirit must stretch before it rises. Growth is never silent. It demands space, and when something on the inside outgrows your current dimensions, it produces a groan that whispers, "There is more in me than what I see." When life presses you, it is not because you are empty, but because you are full of untapped potential, dormant abilities, forgotten dreams, and divine purpose. Many mistake groaning seasons for endings, when in fact they are beginnings of a new version of you. When the soil presses the seed doesn't die. It is transformed, and your groan is that sacred signal that transformation is already underway. Sometimes the groaning happens in spaces no one else can hear, late at night when the world is quiet and your thoughts are loud. You wrestle with frustration, confusion, and uncertainty. You feel unsettled because you are outgrowing where you are. Your spirit is being pulled toward a place your feet have not yet reached. That discomfort is not punishment, it is preparation. It's the stretching of your capacity so you can handle the life that is coming. Growth is uncomfortable because it challenges the familiar. Many want destiny without discomfort, elevation without endurance, glory without groaning. But growth is not polite. It does not knock gently. It pushes, it stretches, it demands. It interrupts the patterns that keep you comfortable and calls you into the unknown spaces where your future is waiting. And though the groan is uncomfortable, it is necessary. Without it, you would stay confined to smaller versions of yourself. Even in nature, the journey from caterpillar to butterfly is not painless. It is a process sealed in darkness, where everything the creature once was dissolves, only to be rebuilt into something greater. The groaning of your soul is your chrysalis. It is the place where what was is broken down, so what will be can emerge. Some people run from that process because they fear the stretching. But nothing beautiful is birthed without pressure. There will be days when you feel the weight of change pressing against your heart. Days when opportunities feel too heavy and challenges feel too great. You may wonder why life demands so much of you, but growth never comes cheap. It is purchased through perseverance. The groan teaches you resilience. It reminds you that destiny requires readiness. The greater the calling, the greater the stretching. You are groaning because you are being prepared to hold what you once prayed for. There are people who will misunderstand your groaning season. They will mistake your struggle for weakness, not realizing you are in labor with purpose. They cannot see the greatness forming behind the struggle. They cannot see the future that is trying to break through your present, but that's okay. Growth is personal. It does not require applause. It requires endurance. Your groaning is not a sign that you should quit. It is a sign that you should keep going. It means there is more ahead. The discomfort you feel is simply the sound of your soul making room for new dimensions. So embrace the stretching, welcome the pressure, lean into the process, because every groan is preparing you for growth you have never imagined. And when the stretching is done, you will stand stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose than ever before. Pain prepares you for platforms. Before anyone is trusted with influence, they are tested through the fires of experience. Pain is not a punishment, it is a classroom. It teaches lessons that comfort never could. When you walk through seasons of hurt, disappointment, and broken expectations, you are being shaped, not for where you are, but for where you are going. Every setback is sharpening you, chiseling away the parts of you that cannot carry greatness, and strengthening the parts that must endure the weight of destiny. Most people admire the platform, but they do not see the process. They see the spotlight, but not the struggle. They celebrate the glory, but cannot imagine the groaning that came before it. The individuals who rise to heights of impact are not simply talented, they are tempered. They have scars that speak louder than their success. Their authority is not built on what they avoided, but on what they survived. Pain becomes the price of growth, and those who refuse to go through the process never gain the power that comes from endurance. Your pain is preparing you for rooms you have not yet stepped into. It is developing the humility, discernment, and resilience necessary to stand when others bend. It teaches you how to navigate storms with grace, how to recognize authenticity, and how to lead with compassion. Without pain, success can make you arrogant, detached, or fragile. But pain grounds you. It reminds you that the platform is not about ego, but about service. You begin to understand that your story becomes someone else's survival guide, and your wounds become doors through which others find healing. When you face heartbreak, loss, or betrayal, it stretches your heart. It softens you in ways prosperity never could. You begin to feel what others feel, and that empathy qualifies you to speak to their struggles. A person who has never struggled cannot guide others through struggle. A leader who has never been crushed cannot comfort the crushed. Pain gives you language, depth, and credibility. It equips you to serve with authenticity because you have lived what you speak. Sometimes the painful seasons seem unfair. You wonder why you must suffer, why your path seems harder than others. But the higher the platform, the deeper the foundation must be. Tall structures require deep digging, and life will dig into you, removing the weak parts, anchoring your values, and reinforcing your identity. When your time comes, you will not crumble, because your character has been forged in the fire. Pain also teaches obedience and trust. When you have nothing left but faith, you discover strength you never knew you had. You learn to lean on something greater than yourself. You learn that every closed door directs you, every loss teaches you, and every delay protects you. The very experiences that made you weep are the same ones that will make you wise. Pain is the tuition you pay for spiritual intelligence. Those who try to avoid it end up unprepared when responsibility arrives. Your future platform requires a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more anchored than the version you are now. Pain is the mentor molding that version. It may strip you of relationships, pride, or comfort, but what remains will be pure, firm, and ready. You will stand boldly not because you never fell, but because every fall taught you how to rise. So don't curse your pain. Respect it, learn from it, allow it to shape you. One day you will step onto a platform, whether in your career, ministry, business, or purpose, and you will speak with conviction born from survival. Others will listen not because of your words, but because they feel your truth. Pain prepared you, pain qualified you, and the platform will reveal that every tear had purpose. Hidden struggle produces public strength. The battles you fight when no one is watching become the victories others celebrate when the spotlight finds you. The world applauds the finished product, but destiny is shaped in the unseen places. There are tears that never reach the floor, prayers whispered in the dark, questions that echo in the silence. But these private wrestlings are where the soul is crowned long before the world recognizes it. The strength people admire is the result of a lonely refining, a quiet resistance, an endurance that grows roots in the unseen. We often look at others and assume their strength is natural, effortless, or easy. We see the confidence, the courage, the authority, and we wonder how they became so powerful. But what we don't see are the nights when they wanted to quit. The mornings they woke up still hurting, but chose to try again. Strength is not born in victory. It is forged in vulnerability. It is in those moments when no one believes in you, when you are unsure of yourself, yet you keep pressing forward. That is where real strength is born. Hidden struggle is holy ground. It is the place where God shapes you without the distraction of applause or criticism. When no one is looking, your heart is exposed, your flaws are confronted, your fears are named. Growth begins where pride ends. In the quiet furnace of hidden struggle, you learn who you are and who you are not. You face demons that others will never understand, and in conquering them, you gain authority that cannot be taught, bought, or imitated. Sometimes you are hidden not because you are unworthy, but because you are being strengthened. The cocoon is not a prison, it is a preparation chamber. The butterfly must endure confinement before it can fly. If it escapes too soon, its wings will be too weak to handle the wind. The pressure of the cocoon is necessary to build the strength required for flight. In the same way, your hidden struggles are building muscles you will need for where you are going. People crave public success, but resist private struggle, yet the two are inseparable. Public strength without hidden struggle is shallow. It collapses under pressure. But strength built in secret can withstand storms, criticism, and temptation. Hidden struggle teaches discipline. It teaches responsibility. It teaches you how to stand alone, so that when others stand with you, you are not shaken. You learn to depend on truth more than opinion, on purpose more than approval. There are moments when you will feel overlooked, forgotten, or underestimated. You will wonder why your gifts are not recognized or why opportunities pass you by. But hidden seasons are not wasted, they are invested. While others count you out, heaven counts your growth. The strength forming within you will speak when the time is right. And when the doors finally open, you will not simply enter. You will endure. Hidden struggle also builds compassion. Those who have suffered privately know how to comfort publicly. They can look into the eyes of someone hurting and say, "I understand," not because they studied pain, but because they lived it. Their words carry weight, not because they are eloquent, but because they are authentic. They don't just speak from knowledge, they speak from survival. Many desire influence, but influence belongs to those who have been broken and rebuilt. Your hidden tears water the soil of your future. Your secret prayers pave the road ahead. Your private battles defeat enemies you will never encounter again. When the moment comes for you to stand before others, whether in leadership, career, family, or purpose, they will see the strength, but you will remember the struggle, and that memory will keep you grounded and grateful. So don't despise the hidden seasons. Don't curse the struggle others can't see. Every silent battle is preparing you for a louder victory. What is being built in the shadows will shine in the light. The strength you carry tomorrow is being formed in the struggle you face today. Hidden struggle produces public strength because the fight in the dark gives you power in the day. Delay is not denial, it's development. When life places you in a season of waiting, it is not because you have been rejected, but because you are being refined. We often mistake slowness for silence and silence for abandonment. Yet the truth is that some of the greatest works are formed in quiet places. Just as a seed must remain buried before it breaks through the soil, destiny requires time in obscurity. The delay is the workshop where your character, resilience, and faith are strengthened for the journey ahead. We live in a world that glorifies immediacy. We want quick outcomes, fast answers, and instant success. But everything valuable requires time. Diamonds take pressure and years. Trees take seasons. Masterpieces take patience. You cannot microwave purpose. Destiny must marinate. Delay is heaven's way of ensuring you are properly prepared for what you have asked for. If the blessing arrives before the maturity to handle it, the gift can become a burden. Waiting seasons are proof that the promise is too precious to be delivered prematurely. In delay, you learn patience, not the passive kind, but the kind that actively trusts even when it cannot track. Your patience becomes a sign of your belief that something better is forming. The waiting space teaches you to discern God's timing rather than your own. It teaches surrender. You begin to realize that what is meant for you will not miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. This revelation brings peace even when the path is unclear. Delay also reveals motives. Sometimes we want the platform more than the purpose, the spotlight more than the assignment. Waiting exposes whether you are chasing applause or transformation. If your desire is shallow, the delay will frustrate you. But when your desire is pure, the delay will deepen you. In the quiet, your intentions are sifted. You begin to understand that what you seek must be about serving more than shining. There are battles that must be fought before doors open. There are lessons that must be learned before the next dimension. Delay is the training ground where you gather the wisdom you'll need when you arrive. It is where your heart is healed, your mind is sharpened, and your spirit is strengthened. Some doors are closed not because you are unworthy, but because the environment behind them is dangerous unless you have been equipped. The delay is protection, even when it feels like punishment. Think of the farmer. He plants the seed and walks away, trusting that time will do what he cannot. He doesn't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. He simply waters and waits. In the same way, your job is to sow, your responsibility is to prepare, and your task is to trust. Time will reveal what hiding has been developing. Delay teaches gratitude. When you finally step into the promise, you appreciate it more deeply because you remember the process. You remember the prayers, the tears, the persistence. The journey becomes as meaningful as the destination. The story behind the blessing becomes a testimony that strengthens not only you but others who hear it. There will be moments when delay feels painful. You will watch others advance while you remain still. You will question your worth, your decisions, your direction, but remember, comparison clouds clarity. Just as every flower blooms in its season, every destiny unfolds in its proper time. What is blooming for others may not be your harvest. Your season is coming, and it will come right on schedule. Delay stretches your faith. It forces you to trust beyond what is seen. It reminds you that you are not in control of timing, only preparation. The promise will not arrive 1 minute before its maturity, and when it does arrive, it will fit, perfectly aligned with who you have become. So do not despise the delay, embrace it. Work while you wait, grow while you wait, because delay is not denial, it is development. It is shaping you for a glory that would overwhelm you if given too soon. When the moment finally comes, you will understand that the wait was not wasted. It was working in you, preparing you for what was always yours. You cannot birth purpose without travail. Every great calling carries labor pains, because destiny does not arrive wrapped neatly without effort. It comes through pushing, stretching, and enduring. Just as a mother groans before new life enters the world, you must groan before new purpose is revealed. Travail is the toll your soul pays to step into the future waiting for you. It is the process that transforms desire into destiny, potential into purpose, promise into manifestation. Purpose is never born in comfort. It grows in places of pressure when you are wrestling with uncertainty, battling fear, and pushing past limitations. The struggle is not an obstacle, it is an essential ingredient. Without travail, purpose remains unborn. The pain you feel is not a sign to quit. It is a sign that something within you is preparing to emerge. You're on the brink of becoming, and the pressure is the proof. When travail arrives, it often comes wrapped in adversity, setbacks, disappointments, closed doors, and broken seasons. But these are not signs of abandonment, they are signs of alignment. Life is positioning you, shaping your character, strengthening your resolve, and stretching your capacity to carry what you are destined to hold. The greater your purpose, the deeper the travail. Big dreams require big stretching. Powerful callings require painful preparation. Travail is the teacher that school cannot replace. In travail, you learn patience, resilience, discipline, and faith. You learn to trust beyond what you see, to push beyond what you feel, and to hold on to hope when nothing around you makes sense. Travail purifies your motives. It removes selfish ambition, entitlement, and fear. It replaces them with humility, endurance, and clarity. When you go through travail, you are being refined for the role you are called to step into. There will be moments in the process when giving up feels easier than pressing on. The pain becomes intense, the pressure overwhelming. But just like birth, you must push through the contractions. Every contraction is a sign of progress. Each wave of pressure brings you closer to break through. If you stop pushing, what was meant to live may die inside you. But if you continue, you will see what your pain was preparing you for. Sometimes people around you will not understand your groaning. They will misread your struggle as failure, weakness, or confusion. They may tell you to stop, to settle, to lower your expectations. But only you know the stirring inside your spirit. Only you feel the kicking of purpose within you. Travail is personal. No one can push for you. Others can encourage you, but only you can press. Only you can decide that what is planted inside you must live, no matter the cost. The travailing seasons build spiritual muscles. They teach you to fight for what you carry, to protect what is precious, and to refuse to let adversity abort your purpose. Many people have dreams, but only those willing to travail will see them birthed. Purpose demands persistence. It demands sacrifice, the sacrifice of comfort, fear, and sometimes relationships. But the reward is greater than the pain. There is a moment in birth when the pain is at its peak, when giving up seems easier than pushing. Yet that is the moment closest to delivery. Likewise, when your struggle feels unbearable, breakthrough is near. The darkness before dawn is always the thickest. Travail intensifies not to destroy you, but to deliver you. The pressure is proof of life. When purpose is finally born, the pain no longer matters. The tears make sense. The struggle becomes testimony. The journey becomes joy. You will look back on the travail and realize it was necessary. It shaped you into someone capable of carrying the purpose entrusted to you. You cannot birth purpose without travail. You must be willing to push through pain, to endure discomfort, to fight for what is inside you. Because what you carry is too precious to abandon. And when your purpose is born, others will see the glory, but only you will remember the groaning that brought it forth. Glory always follows guts. Every magnificent moment you will ever experience has a cost, a price that must be paid in courage, perseverance, and sacrifice. Glory is not handed to the faint-hearted. It is revealed to those who dare to keep moving when quitting seems easier. It is the reward for those who stand firm in the face of storms, who refuse to bow to fear, who rise even when everything around them pushes them down. Guts are what carry you through the dark places so you can stand in the light. You cannot taste glory if you are unwilling to confront the giants that stand between you and your destiny. Guts are not the absence of fear. They are the decision to move forward in spite of fear. Courage is not comfort, it is conviction. It is the voice within that says, I will keep going, even when everything in you wants to run. Glory demands that you challenge complacency, silence doubt, and push past the whispers that tell you that you are not enough. The people who experience greatness are not always the strongest or the most gifted. They are the ones who simply would not quit. They faced adversity, they battled discouragement, and they refused to let pain make them powerless. Every dream begins with a risk. Every purpose has a confrontation. There will always be reasons to walk away. The critics, the setbacks, the failures, but guts make you stay. Guts make you endure the process that refines your character. They teach you to stand tall in loss, to learn from mistakes, and to keep pushing when progress seems invisible. Glory does not show up for those who only start. It arrives for those who finish. There is a resilience inside you, placed there so that you would not abandon the journey halfway. What is ahead of you is too valuable to be forfeited because of fear. Your guts are the bridge that carries you over doubt and into destiny. They hold you steady when the terrain is uncertain. Life will test you not to break you, but to prove you. The pressure that seems unbearable is molding your maturity. The pain that seems pointless is shaping your perspective. Every difficult decision, every moment of vulnerability, every step into the unknown becomes part of the story that leads to glory. If glory came easily, it would not be glory. It shines because you fought for it. Many admire the victorious moment, but few understand the fight behind it. They see the crown but not the cuts. They see the elevation but not the endurance. The world applauds the celebration yet overlooks the sacrifice. But heaven sees every tear, every prayer, every step. Glory is never accidental. It is earned through gutsy obedience. You must be willing to walk alone, stand misunderstood, and press forward when applause fades. True courage is forged in solitude, strengthened in obscurity, and revealed in season. There will be days when you are exhausted, unsure, or discouraged. Days when the vision seems distant and the struggle feels relentless. In those moments, guts must rise. They remind you why you started. They remind you of the promise waiting beyond the pressure. Guts say, I will not give up now, not after coming this far. And when you refuse to surrender, something shifts. Invisible doors begin to open. Invisible strength rises within. What once seemed impossible suddenly becomes attainable. Glory is not just about achievement. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the person capable of carrying the blessing. Guts reshape you, expand you, strengthen you. They turn fear into faith and weakness into wisdom. They carve pathways through mountains that once seemed immovable. When glory finally manifests, it reflects not only what you gained, but who you became. One day, you will stand in a place you once only dreamed of. Others will admire your success, but only you will remember the nights you wrestled, the days you pushed, the moments you stood when you wanted to fall. You will know that glory did not come cheaply. It came because you had the guts to keep walking in the dark until the light appeared. Glory always follows guts. When you choose courage over comfort, persistence over ease, and faith over fear, the path to glory becomes inevitable. Keep pushing, keep standing, keep believing, because when you dare to endure, you will see the beauty that only the brave ever behold.